what do you consider to be the greatest changes that you've seen in the practice of law from the time in 1963 that you started until now?
Well, there are two big changes. I think first, when I first came out here, there were no large law firms. There were 2 or 3 person practices, and maybe a large law firm would have 5 or 6 lawyers, but most were either single practitioners or practice with one other person. Now we are dominated, it's probably too strong a word, but there are many, many large firms, some of them coming out of Baltimore, some of them local, some of them even national law firms that are located here. That's been a big change. Second big change is in criminal law. When I first came out, that was just after the Gideon decision, and it was being applied at the local level by having young lawyers appointed to criminal cases. And so on arraignment day, young lawyers would go over to courtroom number 1, the old courthouse, and sit there in the jury box, and the judge would bring in the defendants who did not have lawyers in kind of in a group, and then individually ask each one if he or she had representation, and then would look over to the jury box and say, Mr. So-and-so, will you come forward? That was the way that it was handled. Now, of course, there's a complicated public defender system, which I think is much superior to the way that it was working before.